we were confident in two different projects that we submitted that both, along with the third one, passed the secondary selection and went on to the NCSSE selection process.
A lot of astronauts, due to that microgravity environment, have a lot of minerals floating around in their bloodstreams that get filtered out in the form of kidney stones. And if plants produce more oxalate crystals in a microgravity environment, then that runs the risk of, more crystals in the body, meaning way more kidney stones than they would if they just ate earth-grown greens.
What we're doing is we're preparing a tube to go to the International Space Station. And of course, the International Space Station is still subject to gravity like anywhere else. But the thing is, that body, that structure is in free fall. So basically, it is falling towards the Earth at all times. What orbit means is that something is falling, but it's moving horizontally so fast that every time it falls, it misses the Earth, basically. That's what it means when a satellite's in orbit or something like that. So the ISS is basically falling all the time, so it doesn't feel the acceleration of gravity, even though it's subject to it. And so when we put the seeds in there, biological systems within the seeds that detect gravity will fail. And the question is, how will that impact the development of these crystals, as in those seeds as opposed to the ones we germinate on Earth under gravity?
Once the Falcon 9 lifts off, it'll take about 3 days to mate up with the ISS and make sure everything's okay. They'll transfer the cargo package over. It will physically live on the ISS for about 6 weeks. The astronauts will interact with it when they load it onto the ISS. I think they'll undo one clamp to start the process. They'll interact with it a few weeks later. And then it'll go back in a cargo module, go back on a Falcon 9 capsule, and it'll come back to Earth and be recovered. With every technical story, there's a humanitarian aspect to that, right? There's an emotional component, there's a community component, there's something that needs to be captured in a large event. And so we asked our student body to develop a mission patch design alongside the technical proposals, and said, well, maybe you don't want to design a biology experiment to go to the space station, but you can contribute this way. You can use your skills in a different way.
When I designed it, I looked at the patches that were online, and most of them was circular, and I didn't want to reinvent the wheel, so I made mine circular also, but I didn't want it to be all symmetric, so that's why I put a little ISS, well, it wasn't the ISS, it was the SSEP. Had to represent the school, Midlands Tech, had to represent the state, and of course, us venturing out into space. So of course I put the stars and the moon, and South Carolina, we know about the crescent moon, so I put the crescent moon on the patch. And Maverick, I didn't want Maverick to be an animated character. I wanted Maverick to look more, real. So I put the live Maverick on there, and on his nose, there's a tattoo of the Midlands Tech logo on his nose.
All right, so we are here in Titusville in the hotel, and just got checked in, got all the students to the rooms, and this is starting to get real fast.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine ignition and liftoff. Liftoff of the CRS-31 mission on the way to the International Space Station. Falcon 9 is in the tower.
Go SpaceX, go Falcon, go CRS.
Vehicles pushing downrange.
And we have liftoff. NASA's SpaceX 31st commercial resupply mission is on its way to the International Space Station, carrying science, supplies, and the spirit of exploration.
It's closest I can get to saying this is the most important thing I've ever done in my life. Going to space and just, I can't imagine a better thing that have my name on.
I love space. I'm obsessed with basically anything to do with it, and the idea that I am putting something up there for experimentation and making a paper based off it is very, very exciting for me.
Why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon.
When we met up in the conference room downstairs, I had confidence in the group. I knew that we were going to get big. We were going to really, really go far with this group.
Something that's close to my heart is the Millens Tech motto, which is you can get anywhere from here. I truly believe in my heart you can get anywhere from here. Millens Tech has been a great opportunity for me.